together an agenda today that goes a little bit deeper into the project approach, but we're going to make it really interactive because there's going to be questions, comments. There's definitely going to be insight. Some of you have done it, so just sharing your successes and challenges will be really helpful today.
By using the SMART goal process, we're much more tied to data than we've ever been before. And it is that mere fixation on data that enables us to make the big decisions that we need to make, but it also leads to classroom teachers being able to make the day-to-day adjustments that they need to make to maximize learning in a classroom.
The intention of the SMART process is to use objective evidence, which we call data, as a way to get groups of people talking together and learning from each other together based on the evidence. So at a district level, we want the district people to be talking to each other about what the data say. At a school level, we want the school people to start talking with each other about what the data say. And from a team level, grade by grade or department by department, we want teachers to be talking to each other to see what they can learn together from what the data tell them.
This process has really helped the district leadership team in a couple different ways. First of all, and probably the most powerful, is that it causes or it leads us into being aligned across the whole district to our strategic plan. Since our SMART goals go through a process of looking at data and developing our greatest area of need, all of those are then aligned or built around our strategic plan. So really, for the first time in the district, we have a very clear alignment from the district strategic plan, which is created by the whole community, participates, all the way down into the classroom level, which is a really powerful change.
The SMART process can transform a district because I think, as a school principal, looking at data collectively with teachers, we're able to really look through the data and actually form hypotheses.
This year, our school leadership team was deliberately focused with stakeholders from every group that represents the building. So classroom teachers at every grade level and specialist teachers in every department were part of our team this year.
So in our building with our teams, we've been looking at data for a number of years, and we've been using our own protocols and our own systems. So the SMART process has allowed us really to be more systematic and more structured in the way that we look at our data.
I think it's starting to provide more accountability to staff, motivating working together in ways that previous processes weren't able to accomplish. The process promotes teamwork as a vital part of improving teacher instruction.
For our teams, we developed a Lehman Academic Leadership Council this year, and that team has been working with data throughout the year to come up with some of our greatest areas of need and focus on what types of goals and strategies we need to be implementing as we continue forward with the academic year and into next year.
So as a BLT this year, we really worked hard at looking at our data. And so I think our first step is that we've analyzed our data and we've figured out our GANs. Once we did that, then we talked strategy. And from the strategy, we talked action plans. So we're really looking at research-based strategies that will meet our GANs.
During our PLT time, we have a wealth of data at our fingertips. We're conducting our zone analysis to determine our greatest areas of need, and it's been a very exciting process for the teachers. And what's been most exciting for me as their principal is that they're taking ownership of this process and really digging into the data to help understand how our students are doing, where our greatest areas of need are, and then that is informing our instruction, so they're coming up with strategies to impact student growth in those areas where we see greatest areas of need.
One of the first things we really focused on this year was looking at narrowing down our goals. So in the past we've had 3 school improvement goals. This year we really wanted to look at our greatest areas of need, and that was in reading and math. So we only have 2 goals this school year. And we discussed as a team, how can we make those goals specific and strategic? How do we measure those goals? How can we make those goals attainable and results-based?
It tells you your progress of math and reading, and if it tells you September, November, what are the months, how your progress and all that, and you write here your goal. And if you make your goal, you pretty much well, you have to go higher each time that you try to get higher goals, and maybe reach your goal someday.
SMART goals stand for strategic and specific, M for measurable, A for attainable, R being results oriented, and T being time bound.
A SMART goal is a way for teachers to work smarter and not harder. It's a way for us to use our data.
It's a goal that helps plan instruction for students and measures progress. Generally it contains something that's specific and strategic. It also helps, has something that's measurable, attainable. It helps with orient results, and it's basically time bound.
So as we look at the data, we can identify ways in which we can improve instruction in our classrooms and meet the needs of the students at an individual level.
Data by itself is just numbers. We need the time to have the conversations to make sense of the numbers. The teachers need to be able to share their strategies and do problem solving and plan for the future and how they can address student needs.
We reflect on our data not only with numbers and number crunching and looking at data, but also on just reflecting on our practices in the classroom, our instructional strategies, and of course our student success.
Team collaboration has been so important for our 5th grade team this year because we have been able to reflect on practices that we're doing in the classroom and really try to implement some new things. So being able to share with each other is essential for that, and discuss what books we're reading, etc. We always try to come with an agenda and go through what we're doing well in the classroom, and then also things that need to change, and try to set a goal for the next time we meet so that we can make sure that we're actually doing what we've discussed and implementing those new things in the classroom.
One of the biggest things that we've been focusing on in our district is the fact that, or even within our building, is that we are collaborating with each other. And I do believe that, you know, I learn from my colleagues when I actually interact with them and kind of look at the data, because when I get stuck on something that I understand, I make it a point to go to someone that I know will help me on my team and be able to just give me that advice of what I can do with the information and where I can go next. So I think that interacting with the data and just really looking at it and deciphering it really just doesn't only help me, but it helps my colleagues and it helps my students.
What often gets lost when school districts try SMART goals is that there's the element of being aligned to their strategy, the big picture strategy for the entire district. And the process we have, which is total alignment to our district strategic plan, along with accountability and update check-ins, and then course corrections as necessary, helps us work in a cycle that will get us to higher levels of improvement.